David Brooke from Sport24 joins us in studio to give his insider report on all the weekend's results and sporting news. Good morning, nice to see you.
Very nice to see you too.
I must say, you are getting so fit. We've been running together. You are outrunning me at the moment. I'm very impressed. Good. High five. You're looking good.
Summer's coming, so you got to look good for summer, you know. Yeah. So I've been hitting the roads hard.
You have.
And
I've seen your tweets.
Loving it. Loving it.
Are you getting ready to wear a Speedo this summer?
Never in my life will I wear a Speedo. Last time was at, I think, 2-3 years old. That was the last only time you're ever going to see me in a Speedo. Okay,
well, let's change the subject to our incredible box from this weekend. Wow.
What a performance.
I said to you, well, I said to Tank on Friday, I'm worried about the Fijians because they are actually a strong team. They're a very physical team.
Yeah. And I think people thought that we were going to play the game up front with our forwards.
Yes.
But, you know, and there was a lot of talk before the game about us being a bit of a boring side. You know, Mornay Steyn just kicking and all the time. But we scored 6 tries, which, you know, kind of took all those critics and put their thumb up to them, you know. So we now can play an expansive game, which is great because you need to be able to adapt to those kind of situations. Yes. In a tight game, yes, you need to play the kicking game, and especially in a final where it's going to be a lot tighter up front, you need to be able to kick the 3 points. But against the likes of Fiji, you need to score tries, and this is what I've been saying for a while, is that when South Africa win, I want them to win big against the smaller nations, because New Zealand on Friday night, they go and smash Japan, okay, and they make a real statement. If South Africa went and beat Fiji by about 4 or 5 points, people would be like, they're never going to win the World Cup. Yeah. Now we smashed them 49-3. People are going, okay, these guys can play this game plan as well. So it's looking good for the Boks. They play again on Thursday.
Against
so there's not much
neighbours.
Rest. Yeah, our neighbours, Namibia. So not a difficult game. I can't see us I can't see us losing that game at all. No. I can see us putting at least 50 past them. So
and the Namibians don't play full-time rugby. The guys have real jobs, 9 to 5, and then they just practice in the evening.
A couple of the guys are actually playing in the South African game. So, but as you say, they're not professional rugby players like us. They don't have the access to the kind of equipment and the kind of facilities that we do. So we should put at least 50 past them. But it's great so far for the Springboks. This Thursday's game is a chance to give the guys a bit of game time who haven't played much. Yeah. You know, the likes of Jean de Jong. Maybe Brian Habana will come back from injury now and he'll get some more game time and finally score that elusive try that he needs to go past Joos van der Westhuizen's record. And then, you know, maybe his confidence will come back.
And then other games that we can look forward to this week?
Yeah, well, just going back on the weekend, we need to chat about the Australia-Ireland game.
Oh, let's talk about that Australian-Ireland game.
Purely because that has now thrown the draw into total disarray because everyone was thinking that we were going to play Ireland in the quarterfinals, okay? Now Ireland go and beat Australia over the weekend, and now all of a sudden Australia...
a big beat, eh?
Yeah, it was a massive win for them. And you kind of look at that and you go, okay, maybe we don't want to play Ireland in the quarterfinals. Maybe Australia is actually the better bet. So if now goes according to plan, we play Australia in the quarterfinals. From then, the winner of that will most probably play New Zealand. So that means that two of the Tri-Nations teams will be out before the semi-finals. Will be out at the semi-finals. So it's looking like a Southern Hemisphere versus Northern Hemisphere final. If you look at the current draw, so things have opened up for the likes of France and England, which will be very interesting. To beat Australia and then New Zealand before final, it's going to be extremely difficult. If we do that, we deserve the title.
And this week's games?
Yeah, there's a couple of lower games this week. Italy are playing Russia tomorrow, and then Japan are playing Tonga on Wednesday, and then our game on Thursday. And then we go into the weekend when the big guns play. It seems that the weekend games are always the big ones for the TV.
Now, I must say, I'm not very popular with a lot of your friends. Whenever I go walking down the street in Sea Point, it seems like the whole world seems to know you. A guy by the name of Steve stopped me and said, how dare you put blue bull horns on David while he's on air on eXpresso? And I'm dying to put those horns back on your head because what did the Bulls do this weekend?
Yeah, they beat Province. You had the chance to have a bet. The Bulls beat Province. Can you believe it? But the Bulls are still coming 6th, which means that they've still got a lot of work to do.
That's okay. But they always start slow in the beginning of the season. We've seen this year on year.
You don't want to play them come semi-final time, and that's the thing. You know, they know how to win these tournaments. So if they sneak into the semi-finals, it'll be a hell of a job. But yeah, as I say, the Bulls beat Province. The Cheetahs were the big winners from this weekend. Actually, they mauled the Sharks, which was a huge result for them. You know, they now come down to Cape Town to play Province this weekend, which is a big game. The Lions again won. So they've now extended their lead to 10 points. They're looking great for a home semi-final. They've got a big one this weekend against the Bullickies. So, you know, if they can win that one, that will probably knock the Bulls out of semi-final contention. So the Bulls need to keep on winning now.
So we'll have to see how they do.
Yeah.
David, always great chatting to you. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us the update. I know there's lots of PSL and soccer action that we might talk about during our news update at 7.
Kaizer Chiefs finally getting one over their rivals.
Don't say anything to Katlego, he might start crying. He's standing right over here going to me, but you know what? I'll go straight over to you, Kat, and get in front of the camera and do exactly what you were doing. Oh, no, going over to Kia right now.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.